North Carolina is the one that you and I kind of went back and forth on a little bit earlier. And I'll give you my argument for why I think North Carolina is one of the biggest losers here. Getting Visar is big. I think Visar is a great fit for them in theory when you have a North Carolina point guard, right? Because he is the guy that can space it a little bit. He's the guy that can finish a little bit, but he needs all that stuff to get set up for him. And you're North Carolina. You're the North Carolina Tar Heels. You have as big of a budget as anybody does. And these are the point guards that were available in this year's transfer cycle. Donovan Dent, PJ Haggerty, Robert Wright, Bennett Sturts, Jacoby Gillespie, Boogie Fland, Adrian Woolley, Silas Demery, Xavier Lee, and Didon Thomas, right? I think all of those guys were better than who they ended up with in Kyan Evans. And that's not – I think Kyan Evans has a chance to be a solid player. He was a sophomore last year at Colorado State. He took a big step forward, shoots 44% from three on volume, has a good assist-to-turnover ratio. But he's a guy that averaged 10 points a game, was a complimentary piece at Colorado State in the Mountain West, and now you're asking him to take the step up to North Carolina to be the guy? I think that you had two holes that you had to fill for Carolina. You had to get a point guard and you had to get a 5, and they got the 5 and they did not get a point guard. And there were plenty of point guards available in like that you could have gone out and got. And they could still go get Boogie Flynn in theory, but that's where I'm at with North Carolina.
I mean, you're not wrong that their point guard played the weakest part of their but I'll say this. I mean, last year, obviously, you had a point that people didn't respect shooting the basketball. So at least you now who's the opposite, right? The question is, does he make enough people around him? I like their front line. And I like Seth Trimble. I think Seth Trimble will be a really good player. He took a major step last year. And their front line should be really good with Visar and obviously Caleb Wilson coming in. One of the top players, freshman in the entire country. And then you got Jaren Stevenson, a Chapel Hill kid, probably coming off the bench. And that's fine. Like Jaren Stevenson, you don't have to rely on him to do too much. And then you still don't really know what's going on. Van Allen Lubin probably comes back, I guess. He wants to come back. It's a really interesting situation that a lot of people texted me to try to understand my tweet that was a little cryptic, I guess. I don't know if you understood it, but basically what Van Allen Lubin here is.
Explain the tweet and explain what you meant by it.
Yeah, my tweet was basically his tweet was, I want to come back to Carolina, but I'm putting my name in the portal. And it's basically to protect himself because right now his NIL deal is such that the majority of the money he makes is going to be through a third-party deal. And after the House settlement, you don't know if the third deal is going to be okayed by Deloitte or not, the third-party company that's going to decide anything over $600, whether it's going to be okay. So what he would like to do here is obviously once this goes in with the House settlement and the rev share goes in, he would like to get a new deal in which he's got guaranteed money from the rev share rather than solely relying on the NIL deal. So that's why he did this, to protect himself, because if it goes in and they reject his deal, well, then he's got zero leverage. He can make $25,000 next year and he can't go anywhere because he's not in the portal.
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense. And it's a little more clear when you actually explain what you meant as opposed to just kind of putting it out there.